Welcome back, friendos, to more Higurashi When They Cry, tatarigoroshi-hen. I think I said that correctly. The Satsuko sad chapter. So let's dive back in, chapter 2.
Nipah! さて
Bum,
という
bum.
わけでいよいよお昼の時間が来たね
Heck yeah, lunchtime. Best time of any day. Mian gleefully announced the beginning of lunch. Those laughs, man, they always get me. Like nails on chalkboard to my brain.
この中の一人が罰ゲームになるんですわよね
Oh yeah, everybody's gotta compare their lunches. That's right.
今日の罰ゲームはちょっと怖いからねレナ悪いけど思いっきり真剣に作ってきたよ
And then the loser has to go insult Curry to their teacher, who's obsessed with curry. In Rena's case, I don't think she'd lose even if she wasn't taking it seriously. Yeah, man, she always cooks good food.
僕たちもそれぞれに頑張りましたのですよ今日はさとこもリカちゃんもそれぞれに別々に作ってきたいつもは2人一緒のお弁当だけど今日は一緒だと勝負にならないからねそこは大丈夫ですのよリカも私もちゃんとそれぞれに用意させていただきましたのよ
Even when they're able to go and save Keiichi from a fire, it's impressive. I can't even make food normally.
さとこちゃんもリカちゃんも頑張ったんだね楽しみ楽しみちょっと意外だったのはケイちゃんがちゃんとお弁当を用意できた点かな
Spoiler alert,
ケイ
it
ちゃん
wasn't
はさす
his.
がやればできるみたいじゃない
I scratched my head and gave her a dry smile. My bento today had been made entirely by Satsuko last night. It had none of my personality, so there wasn't anything there that they could praise me for. Yeah, you didn't even make it, bro.
ケイチ君のお弁当はどんなだろう楽しみ
そんな大したものじゃないから期待するなよ夕べのご飯のお惣菜の残りが詰めてあるだけだし
お夕食の残り物はお弁当の基本なのですよ
Words to live by. Honestly, man, leftovers are like the foundation of a lot of good food. That
夕べ
laugh.
のケイチさんのお夕食も分かって一石二鳥ですわね
But you know the dinner. You made it. Was it really better to hide the fact that Satsuko came over and made dinner last night? Well, of course it was. Yeah, you won't want them to make fun of you for almost burning down your house. If I revealed I didn't make my own bento, I'd be sure to end up playing the punishment game. Today's punishment game was to stand right in front of the curry maniac Chi-sensei and say bad things about curry, yet she will stab you. It wasn't too different from telling someone to jump out of a 100-story window. Yeah. It was exactly the same as telling someone to die. Oh my god. The extreme.
でもみーちゃん今日のお弁当勝負ってどうやって勝敗をつけるのかな
This one might have the death start very early.
ケイチ君もちゃんと作ってこれたんだから今日はこれで引き分けで決着なんじゃないのかなそれもそうですわね昨日の罰ゲームはケイチさんに自炊を促すための葉っぱみたいなものですし
That's true. They got him to try.
ケイチもちゃんと作ってこれましたから引き分けなのですよ
Damn, they're actually like trying to help him out now, man. That's respect. My simple bento with last night's leftovers could never have stood up to everyone else's bento that they made to win. I fully understood Satsuko and Rika-chan's concern for me as they tried to end the showdown peacefully. However, yeah, Mian's not gonna allow that. The club president, Mian Sonozaki, would not be convinced of something like that.
何を甘っちょろいこと言ってるんだか白黒つけない灰色勝負なんて絶対ごめんぶつかったら決着つけなきゃ手打ちして引き分けなんて遊びでやってんじゃないんだよ
言うと思ったぜ勝負好きのミオンがこのまま終わらせるわけないよな
Battle lust. Amazing. This was bad. At this rate, I was sure to be the sole loser. But, well, I didn't make this bento after all. Maybe I need to resign myself to my inevitable loss. Just take the L and move on, bro.
どうやって勝敗を決めますですか相互採点じゃ公平な採点にならない
Ah, they're gonna bring in outside forces to vote.
公開審査と行こうじゃないみんな
Ah, gotcha. Mian commanded everyone who had just started eating using her club president voice.
おじさんたち5人のお弁当を採点してもらうよベスト3までを紙に書いて投票することいいかな
Favorite 3, okay. Everyone in class was used to being dragged into Mian's club activities. Yeah! Came the energetic voices from here and there. My yeah did not sound energetic. It was more like a weird thing. Everyone already knew that the showdown this time involved an utterly fatal punishment game. And they were all very interested in what would happen to whoever lost. Of course, they wanted the thrill of seeing something terrifying. Who doesn't?
ではみんないいかな。まずは私から行くよ。それ。
Oh. In exaggerated fashion, Mion pulled the lid off her multi-tiered, ornate bento box. Multiple cheers of joy erupted at the brilliant sight.
すごいですわね。おせち料理みたいでしたよ。
Oh god, that's intense.
嘘だ。嘘に決まってる。こんなのどこかの仕出し弁当の中身を移し替えただけに違いない。
Does she have like a chef? I can't remember if
こんな純日本風な
she
料理
has
を
like a
ミヨン
chef
が
at their house or
ミヨン
not.
が園崎ミヨンが作れるわけがな
Yeah.
い。
Keiichi calling out that ridiculousness.
兄ちゃん、このくらいは本気になれば作れるよ。
I was trying to find
め
it
った
out
に
for my
本気に
boy.
ならないけど。
おじさんを誰だと思ってるわけ？時間と材料があるなら満館全席だって再現してみせるよ。
Manchu Han Imperial Feast sounds delicious. The entire classroom gulped audibly, and everyone wrote down a score on the notepaper in their hands simultaneously. It made sense. Just the visual impact would give her a perfect score.
じゃあ次はレナのお弁当行ってみようか。レナもかなり料理は得意だからね。
Theirs are already
レ
top
ナのお
2.
弁当はいつも食卓の花なのですよ。みんなありがとね。じゃあレナのお弁当も公開するね。
Hey. Rena's bento was a beautiful mix of the two colors of eggs and minced meat, and it too was a bento staple. The Soburo bento. That was a Soburo bento. It sounds good though. She had been through with the side dishes as well, and they were abundant in number. Thorough with the side dish, not through. I know how to read. She'd spent more time than usual on it, but it was unassuming and truly nonchalant. One couldn't ignore the household warmth in it that Mion's bento lacked.
さすがですわね。これは高得点が期待できましたよ。
さすが厳しめに見ても減点の余地は全くないね。
Impressive.
相変わらず見事。
Once again, every one of the judges wrote a score on their notepaper at the same time. There seemed to be some who were revising their opinions when they compared it to Mion's score, too. The whole classroom seemed split between Mion and Rena. And on everyone's face it was clear that they all wanted to be tasting them rather than scoring them. That's when you know you make good food.
続いて僕たちなのです。では公開するでございますわよ。
Come to think of it, Sato and Rika-chan ate with me last night at my house. It was impressive that they still made a bento. They know what they're doing, man. Both their bentos were clearly lacking compared to Mion's artfulness and Rena's perfection. However, because of that, you could sense from them how hard they worked. The toppings were a little on the rough side, but you could still feel that they tried their hardest. It made you feel a little biased, so you'd give them more points. Smart. A few people struck by just that once again... That's a weird way to read that. A few people struck by just that once again That sentence is weird. They once again revised their opinions and wrote in scores on their notepaper.
サトコもリカちゃんもよく今日のお弁当を用意できたもんだな。レナやミヨンの出来には確かに劣るかもしれないけど、それを考えると
Super
かなりす
amazing.
ごいことだぜ。
Sato and Rika-chan glanced at each other and grinned happily.
実は内緒でございますのよ。こにょこにょこにょこにょ。
Mutter, 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 mutter. What? When Satsuko told me, I broke off from the others and secretly looked for my classmates' bento boxes. There, Tomita-kun and Ukumiro-kun's bento boxes. Did they make the two boys who have crushes on them make their lunches and like steal them? Ah, half the That's impressive, man. Half the contents were missing, not bad. In the end, Satsuko and Rika-chan hadn't made bento today. A bold move. They got Tomita-kun and Ukumuro-kun to share their bentos with them.
おい、富田君、岡村君、何を条件に買収された？
いきなり何ですか前原さん。
I love these two kids.
私たちがいつ何を買収されたって言うんですか。
そうっすよ。別にさとこたちに水やり当番を代わってもらうくらいで弁当を半分なんか。
Curse you, Satsuko. What an impudent trick. Satsuko grinned, showing her fang like canines, and laughed in triumph.
あら、これはケイチさんに学ばせてもらった技ですわよ。
Fair. Impressive. Keiichi did the same thing with the curry thing they were doing.
なのです。
I can't be mad at that one. She tried her hardest to do the oh ho ho laugh. I'm impressed. How naive, buying them out with watering duty alone. They're men. If you're going to buy them out, you need to use something a lot spicier than that. For example, like giving them 3 tickets to walk Satsuko and Riki-chan around like dogs all day and with them on all fours wearing tails and with leashes around their neck. Bro. Japan is weird. Yo, Keiichi's gonna be in prison, man. Whoa, that might be enough to get me to... Bro. My dude's gotta chill. He's at like a 12 right now. He's gotta bring that down to like a 4. As I was lost in my wild fantasies, Mian clapped me on the shoulder and called me back to reality. Stop, dude. You're being weird as hell. It was just getting good. What a freak.
さて次はいよいよケイちゃんのお弁当だね。ケイちゃんの昨日の予告だとかなりのものが期待されるけど
It'd be great if they
実
like
際はどうなのかな。
ケイチ君って
sabotaged it.
やるときにはやる人だからね。
No, he
レ
can't.
ナ、今日はとっても楽しみにしてたんだよ。
I'm sure the ceiling in his kitchen is still burnt. They're all looking forward to it. But it's really just leftovers from dinner last night. I didn't even make it either. How was that supposed to stand out to Mion and Rena and the others?
もう焼けだ。見て驚くなよ。
Watch it be absolutely nothing. It'll be great. I tore the lid off my bento box. There weren't very many cheers. Well, I guess there wouldn't be.
ケイチ君も精一杯頑張ったんだね。
Did he
レ
though?
ナはその頑張りわかるよ。
Did he though?
レナ、無理に褒めなくていいぞ。
どんな具合ですの？ケイチさんにしては頑張ってる方ですの？
Oh damn, Satsuko over there giving compliments, being all nice.
まあその頑張りは認めてあげたいけどね。勝負は非常だしね。
I love that the evil laugh just fits for this. Mion's cold, mean laugh. It was like it spoke for everyone's opinion, just like that.
ケイチ君初挑戦なのにこんなに上手に作れたんだよ。
Yeah, but he's gonna die.
みんなもっともっと評価してあげてもいいと思うんだけどな。
Yeah, everybody's trying to get him to not get murdered by the teacher for
Demo,
insulting Curry.
勝負は非常なのです。
さーてケイちゃん、採点結果を集計する
My
前に
god.
何か申し開きがあるなら聞
It'll
い
be
てお
great
くけど。
if he somehow like wins. My god.
申し開きってなんだよ。
Bro, because you're gonna get murdered and probably put into Curry.
ケイちゃんがここで何かを訴えることでわずかな得点加算が望めるかもしれないってこと。
He's gotta bust out a good speech for
何
this.
しろ今日の勝負はビリでさえなければいいんだから、うまくすればなんとか罰ゲームから逃れることができるかもよ。
There's so many of that laugh today.
ケイチさんのお弁当がビリって言ってるのと同じことでしたよ。
別におじさん誰の弁当がビリなんて言ったつもりはないんだけどな。
Mion cackled repulsively. In contrast, Sato's smile was growing somehow awkward. Oh, right. The bento was filled with last night's side dishes. That means it was basically a bento that Satsuko made. And Mion outright said it would come in last place.
みーちゃん、ちょっと意地悪だよ。
Hey man, this is
ケ
war.
イチ君がかわいそう。
Somebody's gotta lose.
レーナケイちゃんも今日の弁当勝負は負けられないってあらかじめ知ってたんだよ。それを承知で昨日あれだけの大見栄を切ったんだからさ、甘やかす必要なんて全然ないと思うけどな。ねえさとこ。
Oh, I think Mion knows what Satsuko did.
そうですわね。それでこのざまなんですから笑っちゃいましたよ。
Again? That's like 7 times.
ちょっとさとこちゃん、笑うなんていけないんだよ。
Yeah, she can. It's her
ちゃ
food.
んちゃらおかしくて笑ってしまうようなお弁当でしたよ。
She's being so mean.
こ
I
んなお
love it.
惣菜屋さんで買ってきたようなおかず、本当に幻滅もいいところでしたよ。
Sick self-burn.
ほら、これなんか缶詰を開けただけだよね。こっちのキュウリは包丁が通ってなくて綺麗に切れてないし。
I think Mion's trying to get it where Satsuko admits to like making it. She's trying to get to them to
ケイ
mess
ちゃ
up.
ん、 包丁とか全然扱ったことないでしょ。経験不足が明らかなんだよね。
Ooh, ouch.
経験不足もいいところでございましたよ。
Man, she's sticking to
彩
it.
りもかなり単調。こればかりはセンスのなさに呆れるね。
そりゃ弁当箱に食い物を詰めるなんて初めての経験だし。
Yeah, don't give him a hard time for his first
多少
time.
仕方が。
ケイちゃん、弁当箱への詰め方以前のレベルなの。富田、岡村、解説。
What? Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun were chosen from our many underclassmen. Tomita-kun quickly adjusted his glasses and took a step forward. What a nerd.
前原さんのお弁当に致命的な欠点。
Their faces look so judgmental here.
それは彩りなんです。ご存知の通り、あらゆる色彩の根底には三原色と呼ばれる配色が存在します。
Bro, you're like
つまり
10.
バランスよく配色を求めるなら白、黒を除いても3色は必要なのです。
What the hell?
しかるに前原さんのお弁当は白黒を除いた場合暗緑色しか残らないんですよ。
Ah, dark green. No one would want to eat if you describe it like that. That's true. I had forgotten. Tomita-kun... Oh, god damn it. Keep doing that. Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun had been bought out by Rika-chan and Satsuko, so they were trying their hardest to let them win and make me lose, weren't they? Gah, what strong wills they have. It was charming, if only because they were working so hard despite having been bought out.
おかずも心のこもらないお惣菜や缶詰ばかり。
Yeah, man, that's the easiest thing
つ
to
ま
get.
り前原さんのお弁当には愛、心、味のうち2つも欠けていると断言できるのです。
The classroom, convinced by the elucidation of the mystery they were thoroughly baffled with, raised mysterious groans of admiration.
愛もなければ心決まったね。前原圭一。
ちょっと冷たいけど、でもこれを機にケイチくんもお料理の楽しさに気づいてくれればいいのかな。そんなことより罰ゲームが僕以外なら何でもいいのですよ。
Just got priorities in order, man. That's my mentality. If you're not losing, you're winning. Rena was giving a dry smile as well.
決まりましたわね、ケイチさん。罰ゲームはケイチさんで決まりですのよ。
Yep, man up and... man up and do it, Keiichi. She left in such a vile manner, but she didn't look like she meant it. I knew that Satsuko was speaking ill of a bento that she'd practically made herself in front of the whole classroom, and I could tell how painful that laughter was. Okumura-kun said before that this bento lacked spirit. But among all the bento laid out here today, there wasn't a single one with as much spirit as this one. This meal, that she made for me yesterday in such a good mood, though it looked like she was in a bad one, I won't let it end with this slander.
さて、ピリのケイチさん、そろそろおとなしく負けを認めなさいませ。
ちょっと待ってもらおうか。
Alright, let's hear it. I do get excited when he gets like in that mindset where he's like, alright, let me use some words. When I began to speak in a low voice, the expressions of all the members of the club changed. Mion clicked her tongue. This man was baring his fangs at the last moment again.
俺の弁当の敗因は心がないから。そういう解説だったな。間違いないな、岡村君。
Okumura-kun, who had suddenly been placed in the spotlight, looked flustered for a moment, but immediately he stammered in reply that I was right.
心の定義は何だ。黒か。
That art is amazing. I've never seen that before. That's so cool. I can't get over
努
it.
力か汗か涙かその結晶かならば俺の手に残るこの火傷は何の評価になるんだ。
Wow, he's using that burned hands. Okay, I see. I can't get over this background, man. Like, I had an idea for the thumbnail before, but this just took the cake. This is 100% gonna be the thumbnail for this video.
ケイチくん、それ油が跳ねたやけど。
Great. The burn marks from when I almost caused a fire yesterday looked just like I was having a ton of trouble cooking. You were. I could clearly tell that the classroom was forced to acknowledge the effort I put into it.
ほう。自らの料理の下手さによる失敗をさも努力の痕跡であるかのように見せるとは、やはりこの男、油断ならない。
そうだ。
This is war, and I love it.
昨日大見えを切ったのが情けなくなるくらいに料理は下手だ。
Yo,
だ
that's
が
right.
逃げなかった。
A real man doesn't run away from a fight.
戦った。そしてこの成果を出した。それは心じゃないのか。どうなんだ。
レナは認めてあげたいな。挑戦する心が評価されなかったら誰も前に進めない。
The girls in the class start to nod in agreement. Okay, the tables are turning. I love it. But Tomita-kun and Okumura-kun brought out by the objects of their unrequited affection weren't about to lose either. They shifted to the counterattack, clearly exceeding the price they were paid.
なるほど。前原さんの気持ちはわかります。ですがね、
Whoa.
心だけで料理が決まるんだったら、この世にコックはいらないんですよ。
Touche, excellent rebuttal.
そうっすよ。心を込めて頑張りましたって言ってコックが消し炭みたいなハンバーグを持ってきたらそれにお金を払います？
I mean, no. I can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. No matter how much spirit in it, you bring me a burnt steak, it's like, bruh. Like, come on. It's mean.
払わないですよね。
I can't argue with this child.
つまりそういうことなんです。
Just keeps getting beat down. That's right, that's how it goes. The male students took Tomita and Okumura's side. God, they did have a point.
でも心尽くしなんだぞ。たとえ真っ黒のハンバーグが出てきたにせよ。それを作ってくれた母の苦労を知るなら。
The mother who made
俺は食う。完食してみせる。
but. This time, the female students in class took my side. Good. Now we're even. Impressive.
そもそもお弁当というのは愛情を食事の形として昇華させたもので。
それは相手に伝わって初めて意味があるんです。前原さんのお弁当からはそれが伝わりますか？いいえ、僕には伝わりません。
ひどい。
Oh my god. All of them at once. Oh no. These kids, man, they're about to get, oof. They're not getting points with the ladies. Girls in class began to boo loudly at his remark. Now even Okumura-san was panicking.
傍観人は発言を慎むように。
裁判長、俺は
Your
ここ
Honor.
でこの弁当にどれだけの心が込められているかについて料理学の権威竜宮レナ氏の証言を求めます。
I was not expecting this to be such a drawn-out event, but I absolutely love it. It's hysterical, man.
レナはこのお弁当には心がこもってると思うな。
Yeah, man, she can't lie.
確かに稚拙なところは多いかもしれないけど、
Rude.
でもお料理は上辺だけじゃないと思うの。
The girls in class again gave cries of support as they all applauded. In response, all the men in class began to boo. Balance.
裁判長、前原さんと竜宮さんの意見は極めて感情的で
God.
一般常識としてかけ離れています。
Bro, you don't need common sense when you're talking about the spirit of man.
採用するには不適切です。
静粛に静粛に。検察側の反証を認めます。どうぞ。
例えば本件をお弁当ではなく誕生日のプレゼントだと置き換えて考えてみます。
Rough comparison unless it's a handmade birthday present.
例えば誕生日の日に
Okay, he's
私
saying
富
hand.
田が手編み
Okay.
のセーターをもらったとする。そして彼岡村は図書券を1万円分もらったとする。
That felt strangely real. It does sound really real. Was it actually just an example?
常識的に考えてどちらに心がこもっているかは明白です。
But $100 at the bookstore, especially in 1983? That's like $5,000 now.
つまり手
Inflation's
編
a
みの
bitch.
セーター。これはお弁当に言い換えれば手作りのおかずが相当する。そして単なる金券に過ぎない図書券はお金で買うもの、すなわち無味簡素な缶詰に相当する。
The boys and girls all began to argue amongst themselves about presents. They were all talking about what they received as presents in the past. Damn. Tomita-kun, he changed the subject to something that could easily grab everyone's attention. Not bad. I'll lose the initiative at this rate.
意義あり。本件はお弁当の心について問うものです。誕生日のプレゼントという特殊な状況とは
True.
全く異なります。
Completely different.
却下します。
Rude.
検察側続けなさい。
Damn.
さてここで大事なのは 送り手の心と受け手
The
の
spirit
心
of
は
the
全
giver and the
く違
spirit
う
of
と
the
いう
receiver.
点です。
My God.
皆さんの目の前に実際に手作りのちょっと左右の竹の崩れてるセーターと1万円分の図書券が置かれていて、どっちがいいと聞かれたら図書券でしょう。1万円ですよ、1万円。コミックスが何冊買えるか計算できますか？
You could buy a lot, but it's a hand-knitted sweater, man. Do you know how long it takes to hand-knit a sweater? Because I don't. I assume it's a long time, because I can't knit. But if somebody gave me a hand-knitted sweater, I would love that. That's very nice. They put a lot of heart into that.
十数巻程度の単行本なら即座にフルコンプ可能です。愉快で面白おかしい漫画が何十冊。
Dozens of manga is fun, but
これによって癒される心の至福と
the bliss of your
セーター
soothed
では比べ
heart.
物にならないのです。
Again, you're like 10 years old, dude. The boys unanimously praised that with applause. Materialistic brats. Meh. But all guys that age are like that. Even I would choose the gift certificate over the sweater in that case. Hey, wait, weren't you guys the ones who said it was about love, spirit, and taste right at the start? Since when did taste trump all? That's the stance they're taking now.
以上より送り手の心と受け手の心には何の因果関係もないことが立証されたと思います。つまり前原さんがどれだけ苦労してお弁当を作ろうとも、それは私たち受け手が採点に手心を加えるものにはなり得ないのです。
Fair argument.
それは詭弁だぞ、富田君。
I don't even know what sophistry means.
心は確かにある。
Yeah, I'll look that up
それ
later.
が
I'm
伝わる
curious.
かどうかは受け手の問題だ。
Learn something new every day. Keiji's just got like all the ladies on side right now.
味が全てだ。
There's just. Oh my god. This is a war.
なんだと？
Now the courtroom is in chaos. But I can't allow myself to lose. And not only to avoid the punishment game, but also to protect Satsuko's honor. Oh, he's acting like such a good older brother right now. Warms my
さ
heart.
て弁護側は今のに何か反論はある？
Slowly and strongly, I nod and step up to the die. I'm always bad at reading that word. I don't know if it's days or dies. Tomitsu-kun, Ukumura-kun, do you two really think you could beat me with mere words? Oh, he's gonna crush them.
今検察
Emotionally
側は
crush them.
送り手の心とは無関係に評価が行われると言いました。それに間違いはありませんね。
At some point, it began speaking formally.
そうです。前原さんがどんなに苦労して作ったお弁当でもその苦労は評価の対象にはなり得ない。
では検察側に尋ねます。私前原が今日の自分の弁当としてこのお弁当とコンビニ弁当を並べたらその評価はどちらも同じものなのですか？
Touche. The prosecution hesitated to speak. Got you.
そう。
Again, they use it amazing. Yes.
手作りの弁当と
I love
コ
it
ンビ
so
ニ弁
much.
当では全く比較にならないのです。どんなにひどい手作り弁当であってもただ買ってきただけのコンビニ弁当とでは比べ物にならないほどの心が込められている。そしてそれは評価されている。つまり手作りによる心はちゃんと受け手に伝わってるのです。それを認めよう。
This is wonderful, man. Boom! Nailed it. With those impactful words drawn in the air behind me, I pointed my finger. The girls, led by Rena, broke into applause. Some of the boys were admitting it too. Got him. Got him.
認めましたね。認めましたね。では次にコンビニ弁当にはなぜ心がないかについて移りましょう。そもそも弁当で伝える心とは何なのか。
意義あり。前原さんは抽象表現で法廷を煙に巻こうとしています。
却下します。面白そうだから最後まで聞くよう
This
に。
sounds interesting. I love it. Got him. Now I'll show you two the difference between us.
裁判長、ここでフルで理科賞証人として喚問したいと思います。
This has just become a courtroom. It's
Me.
amazing. Alright. Even for Rika-chan, that must have seemed like a bolt from the blue. There's no doubt that she never dreamed the point of my spear would be aiming at her. But Rika-chan, you said it before. For the showdown, it doesn't matter.
フルでリカさん、あなたの今日のお弁当は実によくできていますね。美味しそうです。
Aww. Yes. Satsuko and Rika-chan's bentos had been made of half of Tomita-kun's and Okamura-kun's. The prosecutor's faces turned pale, but they were too late.
レナ、岡村君の弁当箱を持ってきてくれないか。
Oh no. Oh no.
いいよ。
Oh no.
裁判長、本件に僕のお弁当は何の関係もありません。
Lies. It has everything to do with it.
却下します。
Yo, is Keiichi just gonna straight up throw Rika under the bus here?
裁判長、
I think
こ
he
の
is.
岡村
This
君
is
の弁当
amazing.
箱を証拠品として提出します。見よ、この中身を。
It's the same exact thing.
半分しか入っていないね。
半分かどうかじゃないでしょう。もっとよく見てください。ほら。
ああ、全く同じ内容だ。
That is what we call a got him moment.
裁判長、見ての通りです。フルでリカ氏のお弁当は岡村君の盗品。そんなものに心がこもってるわけがない。
いや、これは単な
Sure
る
it
偶然
is.
で。
Sure it is.
もう明白でしょう。心とは送り手と受け手のキャッチボール。ならば弁当箱はボールに当たるのです。そして
What a
本来このお
comparison.
弁当は彼、岡村君の母親から息子に託されたもの。
The way that he
だ
words
から
this
この
is
弁
so
当箱に詰ま
intense.
った
I
心は
love it.
彼、岡村君にしか受けられない。それを割り込んで奪ったら、もうそれに心はないのです。
Dun dun dun. Yay, that did it.
あれ、そうなの？リカちゃん、そうなの？
Put her right on the spot, man.
ニパ
I love that that's her like get out of jail free card. She's like, act cute.
なるほどね。
Mion the judge folded her arms and began to hum. I couldn't even take a guess as to what Mion was laughing about. Frankly, I didn't know whether I would win or lose.
よし、判決の前に主文からにしようかね。
Shh. The entire classroom quieted.
まず、被告前原圭一の弁当が客観的評価として非常に出来の悪いものであるのは間違いない。それはこうしてみんなの採点の集計結果が物語ってるからね。
Yeah.
でも、ケイちゃんの言う通り、料理は味だけじゃない。
Facts, spirit, and love counts for a lot of it.
心もまた隠し味として認められるべきだよね。
Subtle seasoning.
でもそれは得点評価で言えば小数点以下。本当に微細なもので、その出来具合の評価を改めるには至らない。
True. Grr.
さて、ここでそもそもの今日の弁当勝負の原点を探りたい。そもそも今日の勝負は何が大前提なのか。そう。被告前原圭一が自炊できるか否かが問題になり、その成果を測るために催されたものだった。
In theory, he could. In theory.
そうだよ、ケイチ君はちゃんと作ってきたよ。
Eric. That stung my conscience a bit, but for the showdown, it didn't matter. Priorities, bro. Priorities.
ならば、この勝負の大前提は自炊。すなわち手作りであるか否かだよね。でもリカちゃんはそれを怠ったとなると、それは出来以前の問題。
Is that fun
す
music
なわ
now?
ち失格ってことになるのかな。
ニパ
She doesn't even say no or anything. Rika-chan let out a Nipah, looking as though she had prepared herself for this outcome.
悪く思うなよ、リカちゃん。部活は非常なのだ。
ー、さすがケイイチなのです。
Oh, that she's more
最
impressed.
後の最後まで頑張りましたですよ。
Rika-chan demanded I lower my head, then she petted. Aw, adorable.
というわけで、これにて一件落着。今日のビリはフルでリカ。
Damn. That's impressive. He turned that whole thing around, man. Game changer. That miraculous turnaround. And last place went to Rika-chan, the one everyone had least expected. The whole classroom went wild. Honestly, she's probably the one who will get the least amount of pushback from their teacher if she insulted Curry.
よくもこんなひどいお弁当でビリを免れましたのね。
Satsuko looked at me hatefully but spoke in a vague kind of
ビリ
voice.
になんかなるわけないだろ。この弁当のどこにビリになる要素があるってんだ。
It's a nice little side compliment.
だってこんな出来の悪いお惣菜や缶詰ばかりでセンスもなくて、
Aw.
それから
Grab. Satsuko was speaking more and more poorly of herself as time went on, so I roughly grabbed her head and began to stroke
言
it.
った
Aw.
ろ、心が大事だって。この弁当は上辺だけじゃない。いろんな味に溢れてるんだぜ。
でも心だけじゃありませんのよ。お味なんて全然変で。
どこが変なんだ。俺はうまい。う
No.
まかった。だから詰めてきた。本当に夕べの飯がまずかったら詰めてなんか来ないぞ。食パンと牛乳パックを持って投稿してく
You
る。
breaded a milk carton.
えっと
Solid lunch.
でも
Oh, just shut up already. Caressed her head, swinging it from side to side. At some point, Ren had come up behind us. She was giggling to herself. That was the face of someone who had known everything from the beginning. Of course she did.
いつ頃から俺が作ったんじゃないって気づいてた。
ケイチくんがやけどを見せてくれた時かな。
Ah, interesting.
だってケイチくんのお弁当に油で炒めるおかずなんか入ってないし。
She's the smartest out of all of them. She's a damn detective.
レナさんは何か誤解してるではございませんの？私は別に何も。あれ？このお弁当、さとこちゃんが作ったんじゃないんだ。じゃあやっぱりケイチくんの手作りなのかな？うん。じゃあケイチくんの手作りなんだね。
Oh, she answered for herself. Rena smiled roguishly and turned from Satsuko to me.
キュウリとかを切るときは包丁をほらこんな感じで引くの。彩りなんかはね、お野菜を上手に加えるといろいろ表現ができるんだよ。
This lecture was clearly not meant for me. Rena's so
でも
freaking smart and
前に見せて
considerate,
もら
man.
った時よりもずっと上達してたよ。ちゃんとお勉強してるんだね。きっとこの調子ならもっともっと上手にお料理が作れるようになるよ。
She continued saying words clearly meant for Satsuko while facing me instead. Satsuko was wearing an ambiguous look and couldn't even nod her head at her.
とにかく誰が何と言おうと俺は今日の弁当を気に入ってるんだ。今日ばかりは誰にも分けないからな。俺が一人で全部食う。
あ、ケチなんだ。
Man, it's his
で
own
も
lunch.
食べ
He's
て
not
み
being
たいな
greedy.
みたいな。
As we were going back and forth, Satsuko rubbed her eyes as though she was drowsy, then announced to Mion and everyone else.
私も実は
Nope,
富
nope.
田さんにお弁当を分けてもらいましたの。
Oh, she's taking the hit. She's taking a hit too.
バカ王女なんで言っちゃうんだよ。
She's going down with her friend, man. If she kept it a secret, then at least she would have been saved. Tomita-kun looked at her with an expression filled with regret and surprise.
そうだったの？ほんと？ありゃ。
She owned up to it, though. That's impressive. Mion spun her finger around, then pointed to the hallway, sensing Satsuko to a punishment game as well. Satsuko left the classroom behind her, completely prepared, as though she was going with Rika-chan on an errand.
理科だけに行かせられませんわ。地獄の底までお付き合いしましてよ。
That's intense. It's very intense.
そんなとこまでついてこなくていいのですよ。まったく、ケイイチさんも闇ですわね。
She's
理
so
科だけを晒
embarrassed.
し者にするなんて本当に意地悪な人でございますこと。
She does not mean that at all. I didn't mean... I couldn't just return Satsuko's kindness with malice.
ね、本当にサトコはおバカさんなのですよ。
Rika-chan spoke so that only I could hear her grinning... so that only I could hear grinning happily.
では、そろそろ行きましてよ、リカ。罰ゲームも部活メンバーの務めでございますわ。
Satsuko seemed awfully happy, not frustrated in the slightest, like she always was when she lost. Damn. Rika-chan's right after all. Everyone here is a moron.
ミオ、俺も白状するぞ。今日の弁当は俺が作ったんじゃない。
Dang. Well, they're all owning
俺
up
も
to
同
it,
じ
man.
だ。だから行ってくるぞ。罰ゲーム。
Yeah, it's like, what the hell, dude?
ちゃんまで？どうなってんの？
The only two who actually cook something were her and Rena. It's amazing.
頑張ってね、罰ゲーム。 急箱を用意して待ってるからね。
あ
Getting
らかじめ
prepared.
救急車の手
Call
配
an
を頼む
ambulance in advance.
場合によっては霊柩車だな。
They're gonna die. Leaving a bewildered Mion and a happily smiling Rena behind in a classroom, I went into the hallway.
何やってるんですの？せっかく買ってたのに。
Finally won for
わ
once.
ざわざ罰ゲームに名乗りを上げるなんて物好きにも程があるでございましたよ。
Listen, man, don't kink shame Keiichi.
So,
Let him do his thing.
物好きにも程があるぜ。
まったく今日の罰ゲームを甘く見すぎですのよ。私たちならともかくケイチさんじゃ大変なことになってしまうかもし
Yeah,
れ
I
ません
think
わね。
she would focus all of her rage on
活
Keiichi.
発な1本や2本の覚悟も終わりでしょうね。
Over insulting Curry.
肋骨は痛そうだな。俺痛いのはダメなんだ。
ケイチさんはおとなしく
You
私
stand
の
there and
相
nod
手を打ってい
along.
るんですのよ。私とリカでうまくやりますから。まったく罰ゲームの面倒まで私が見なくちゃダメなんて。まったく
I already knew that her pouty behavior was a sign that she was actually in a really good mood. Aw, so it made me want to smile.
なあ、俺さ、野菜炒めが食いたいんだけど、さとこ作れるか？
まあ頑張ればできないことはありませんわよ。
It's an amazing mindset to have. Hard to have it
上
some
手に
days,
作れますですよ。
but it's good to have.
さとこの野菜炒めは大好きなのです。
She was uneasy at first. Once she got assurance from Rika-chan, she turned back and looked at me with once more confident eyes.
じゃあ決まりだな。今日学校が終わったら、
あ
いろいろ俺じゃあ何を買えばいいのか全然わかんないし。
それもそうですわね。ケイチさんじゃスーパーでお買い物なんてまだまだ早いでしょうし、私が見てなければ不安ですからね。そのさとこも僕が見てないと間違えたお買い物をしちゃうんじゃないかと不安なのです。
Each of them making sure the other one doesn't mess up. I love that.
リカ
That's friendship.
み
The conversation continued as we walked until we arrived before the door to the teacher's lounge.
さて、罰ゲームなんかちゃっちゃと済ませて、今晩の献立の話でもしようぜ。
ー
Rika-chan gleefully grabbed onto my arm. In turn, I pulled Satsuko to me, grabbing her shoulder with my other hand.
死ぬときゃみんな一緒だぜ。誰も一人でなんか死なせない。
みん
Wonderful.
なで一緒です。誰も一人でなんか死なせないのです。不謹慎な話ですわね。私はそんな物騒なのごめんですわよ。
Bro, you just said you would follow Rika to the depths of hell. Like, of course you want to be... Just do your thing. She may have sounded annoyed, but she was so happy it was going to make me
よ
blush.
し、この扉、一枚向こうは死後みんなで戻るぞ。
All that they're doing is insulting Curry to their teacher.
みんなでだ。
I love this.
みんなでですわよ。では行きますわよ。
Slam. I thought that should sham. We opened the doorway to the world of death. And like she did every day, just as the sun rose in the eastern sky. I love that there's actually curry there. Like on the desk. Chi-sensei was eating curry for lunch. It was store-bought, but she made a point of eating a different brand every day.
あら、前原君に古出さんに北条さん、
That right there, that is the face of death.
どうかしましたか？
She appeared to be in the middle of a moment of supreme bliss, her mouth full of her beloved curry. And we were to pick a fight with her, what a crime this punishment game would be. However, it was what we had to do. For that was the rule of our club. The three of us held each other's shoulders tightly once more.
じゃあ行くぜ。いいか。
いいかじゃありませんわ。ケイチさんはおとなしくしてるんですのよ。すべて私とリカでやりますから。私に今だけ命をお
Trust
預
your
けあ
life
そばせ。
to
フ
me.
ァイト、おーですよ。
Love it.
あなたたち？
We could see 2 or 3 question marks popping up above the teacher's head. Alright, Satsuko. This is the only time I'll trust you with my life. Because I'll be shutting my eyes tightly and only thinking about what we'll be having for dinner. I'm leaving it to you. Satsuko inhaled deeply. And so...
やーいカレー独身貴族、ニンニク臭いぞ。
Yo! That's going too far. That's going way too far, man. Oh my god. That's not insulting Curry, man. That's just saying that she just sucks at life. Oh, they're dead. Alright, series is over. Done. Just gonna move on from there. Yeah, it's good. Been good. Good playing through this whole series. It's been fun. I'll see you all next day. Obviously a joke. They didn't actually die. In the end, my selfish request was readily granted. As Satsuko muttered complaints under her breath, quite merrily, she came with me to the store. Riki-chan didn't come with us. Aw, she said she had a thing she wanted to do or something. I believed her when she told me, but when I really thought about it, I started to think maybe she was being considerate towards Satsuko in her own way. Without Riki-chan here, Satsuko was prouder and more loquacious than ever. Aw.
いいですこと？スーパーというものにはタイムサービスというものがあるんですのよ。
True.
例えば野菜炒めに欠かせない豚肉ももう少し待つと半額にまで下がるんですの。お肉やお魚は鮮度が下がったら売れませんからね。お店も売れ残さないように土壇場では安くしてくれるってわけなんですねよ。もちろん百戦錬磨の主婦の皆様もそれを熟知していて、こうしてサービスタイムに近づいてくると。
The happy hour for them is just the store selling stuff cheaper. I wasn't really listening to her, but she was telling me all this quite proudly. Every time I seemed surprised at something or made an affirmative grunt in place of conversation, Satsuko would say, "You don't know anything, do you, Keiichi-san?" and smile very happily in spite of her complaints. She led me by the hand to all sorts of stalls, one after the other. Aw. She was in such a supreme mood that just being with her cheered me up. Merrily being pulled in Sakto's pace was a lot of fun.
どうせならこっちのお得用パックにしようぜ。
Merely, not merrily.
お、こっちのチーズ入りにもかなり惹かれるものが。
Cheese in it? Chill, bro.
ケイイチさんは経済関連が欠落しすぎ
Yeah,
ですわ。
that one's gonna be
ご
expensive.
覧なさいませ。予算オーバー。お金が足りないのですわよ。
Satsuko pushed a handful of receipts in my face. Why can't Satsuko do these kinds of mental calculations when she's at school?
くそー、ノーマルは腹いっぱいたくさん買うか、ワンランク上のチーズ入りをつつましく買うか、これはかなり悩む。
おとなしく量を取りなす年頃の男の方は質より量を取った方が賢明でしたよ。
チェ、サトコは厳しすぎだよ。
I love their relationship, man.
質
This
も
is
量も
great.
両方取りたい。この男心がなぜわからん。
Also true.
男心でお財布は膨らみませんのよ。
That one hit a little bit too close to home. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
まったく。未練がましくガラスに張り付かないんですの。
After enjoying ourselves in such an exchange, we started to hear energetic voices coming from over by the butcher we visited earlier. I could see a handful of housewives flooding to the place. Oh, is this when everything goes on sale?
いけませんわ。早く行かないと半額豚肉がなくなってしまいますわ。
あいてててててて、引っ張るな。襟首を引っ張るな。
Satsuko really seemed like she was having fun. She looked like the kid who had grabbed her family's hands while running towards an amusement park attraction. In the end, the bag of pork we attained was so normal that it almost hurt, but I knew that would taste absolutely delicious. Aw. Outside, at some point, the cicadas had been replaced by the Higurashi's chorus. They're the same thing. What do you mean? What do you mean cicadas and Higurashi are the same thing? They're the same thing. Okay. The air was so clear and it felt so good. Our silhouettes stretching out on the ground made for a really wonderful picture. We had filled our bicycle baskets to the brim with our shopping bags. They only contained ingredients and various other foodstuffs. Even so, every last thing packed in them sort of looked really happy, and made me feel really happy in return.
夕食の買い物ってのもおつなものだな。晩飯が楽しみになるっていうか、待ち遠しくなるっていうか。
それもまた自炊の楽しみでしたよ。
I don't think I noticed this in the other chapters, but the lighting for the sprites seems to finally match the time of day. I didn't notice that in the other, in like the, chapter 1 and chapter 2. So that might be something they just added to this, which is cool.
お買い物のうちからもう夕食は始まっているんですもの。
Or I just don't pay attention to things, and that was how it was in the other ones.
野菜炒め、うちのお袋のメニューにはさ、野菜炒めってないんだよ。
How? It's like the most basic
だ
food.
から、
Well, one
中
of
華屋
them.
で外食するときくらいにしか食べられないんで、今日は本当に楽しみなんだよ。
I was thinking about maybe getting Chinese food for lunch today, actually. Not gonna lie.
それはお気の毒でございますこと。では今日は特別に美味しいのをご披露して差し上げましたよ。
Especially tasty dish. Normally, right about now, was the time I would start messing with her. But I didn't.
ああ、さとこならきっとうまい野菜炒めを作ってくれる。すごく楽しみだよ。
She stammered for a second. Satsuko had been prepared for me to start making fun of her right then, too, and when it didn't come, she was surprised. Or maybe she stammered for some other reason, I don't know. But I immediately knew she wasn't feeling anything bad.
とびきり美味しいのをごちそうしましたよ。楽しみにして遊ばせ。
As Satsuko and I rode back on our bikes, I had a thought. Was I this sort of person? Until now, I would have lashed back at Satsuko right away if she did something to me. Yeah, that was the kind of relationship we had. We would poke at each other a little, then kick up a storm while nitpicking at one another. At some point, that had changed. We weren't playing our usual tit-for-tat. I didn't provoke her, so we didn't fight. That went for Satsuko, too. Satsuko, who I thought I knew, hadn't been like this until now. Our relationship was changing little by little. That's what it felt like. But it wasn't something I had to worry about. It was like our relationship became a little bit happier, a little bit more charming. I wonder why we changed like this. Was she lonely and projecting her older brother Satoshi, who hadn't returned home, onto me? Yep. Rika-chan told me about that yesterday. That was probably exactly it. So as my actions drew closer to Satoshi's, Satsuko was returning to how she'd been when she was living happily with her brother. In other words, this Satsuko was the real Satsuko. Satsuko had been able to see her brother again and had finally gone back to normal. So sad. Now that I'd been playing the role of her brother, I discovered that she really could smile so sweetly. But I wasn't Satoshi Hojo. I was Keiichi Maebara, a totally different person. I couldn't become her brother. I could come close, but I could never really get there. That was vaguely somehow a little sad. I was wearing Satoshi's mantle, and that would have to come off one day. And that would doubtlessly put an end to this meager, nostalgic, peaceful time of Satsuko's. A limited tranquility. A tranquility that would end one day. Putting it in those terms, it really was sad. I shook my head firmly and drove off those pointless thoughts.
どうしましたの、ケイチさん。
ごめん、なんでもないよ。
なんでもないならそんな変なことしないでくださいませね。何か悪いものでも食べたんじゃないかと不安になってしまいますわ。
I bet that's her go-to feeling.
ごめんよ、さとこ。
Nagging like always, but she still seemed really happy. That mood of hers drew me in, putting a smile on my own face. Hey, Keiichi Maebara, why don't we quit thinking about this having to end one day? If it will, then just think about it when that happens. There was one thing, however, that I could say for sure. As long as I smiled like this, Satsuko's own smile would never wane. So as long as I stay this way, this tranquility would never end. Satoshi would come back one day too. That might happen a lot further away than I'd like, but until that day, what's wrong with me being a replacement for him? Saying that I'm not her real brother, so I can't become Satoshi, that was just an excuse. If I just didn't run away, Satsuko would stay happy and live a fun life of annoyed nitpicking. I don't know what happened to Satoshi, or what made him abandon Satsuko and run away, but just seeing Satsuko in such good mood made me think I could persevere as long as I needed to. So this is what I thought. I wouldn't become Satoshi, I'd become a replacement brother. Oh.
そうそう、俺はこういう野菜炒めを期待してたんだよ。
Ooh, stir-fried
うまい、実にうまい。
I guess his parents are still gone. I don't know, man. They just kind of leave him
こ
whenever.
の塩コショウ味のお汁がいいんだよな。
Actually sounds really
実
good.
にご飯が進む。
ほらほら、ケイチさん、こぼしてますわよ。そんなに焦って食べなくてもご飯
Food isn't gonna run away.
いや、逃げるぞ。出来たてほやほやの最高の味はできた瞬間からどんどん逃げていくんだ。
Yeah, I can't argue with that, actually.
サトコが100美味しく作ったものなら、俺はその100を丸々味わう義務がある。
That's, this part gets me a little bit, cause I met my sister initially, like around, it was Christmas time. And I think at the time she'd made like a bunch of these like cake pop things. And I swear I ate like a dozen of them. Just because.
それはお気持ちだけで十分ですわ。ですからもっと落ち着いてご飯をお食べなさいませ。
そうだな。悪い悪い。
No insults here. I meekly scratched my head, then put down my chopsticks and laughed along with her like it was funny. I ended up doing most of the eating. Satsuko was barely taking a bite. She seemed satisfied just by watching me enjoy the food so much. Whenever I filled my mouth with more of her delicious meal, Satsuko looked glad. That let me enjoy the food even more. In this way, she kept smiling happily the whole time. Looking at her made me really happy as well. Time passed softly and gently. Before, I would have gone back and forth hurling insults with Satsuko. In other words, we'd have gotten into a fight right away. I'd never known I could feel such peace of mind by talking to her honestly like this. I was a little bit happy about having discovered this new side of Satsuko. For example, I was eating food that Satsuko had made. There wasn't an inch of me that thought it was suspicious. Before, however, Satsuko would have definitely put some sort of trap into this.
がっつきすぎた。ちょっとトイレに行ってくるぞ。
I love it. Just straightforward.
ちょっとケイチさん、
It's gross,
お食
bro.
事の最中におトイレに行くのはマナー違反ですわよ。
Yeah, man, don't
じ
talk
ゃ
about
あなん
pooping.
て言えばいいんだ？接近か？
Yeah, that's simple.
川屋か？お便所か？
No lavatory. Satsuko looked down, her face bright red, and pointed down the hallway as if to say, just go already. Whoops, my old habits seem to have come back. But yeah, this wasn't all that bad either. No weird schemes, everything is just natural. And while having such utterly unguarded thoughts, I went into the bathroom and pooped. Tug. My foot caught on something string-like. Oh, she got him. Love it. Banker slam, yeah, oh, rattle. There's so much going on.
やかん？
A kettle.
たらい？さとこ！
Amazing, it doesn't end. She got me. I can't believe her. She always does this when I let my guard down. I can't relax for a minute around her. Still, it was kind of funny, and I didn't really feel like getting angry. Satsuko, laughing uproariously, came over.
ほらね、そろそろ引っかかってくれる頃だと思いましたわ。
Got him.
まったくこいつはちょっと気を許すとこれだもんな。
I picked up the wash tubs that had crashed into my head and went to go hit Satsuko with it. But then I doubled over with the laughter that was being welled up within me, so I couldn't manage it. I wish things could go on forever like this. It's not like I was having the most fun since coming to Hinamizawa or anything, but it was probably the first time that I'd spent my day so simply and comfortably. It really wasn't worth much. It was only a few hours after all. As an only child, it was my first taste of having a sibling. Just washing dishes with her felt really nice. Side by side we washed, with the experienced Satsuko doing most of the work as I threw in appropriate words to add to the conversation. The scene was so commonplace, and yet so mild and warm. Maybe I had felt this kind of warmth before too, in the past. I think I've stood next to the sink with my mother like this when I was little. It made me feel nostalgic when I remembered it. It was the same sort of slow, easy time. It was tranquil. Such a quiet tranquility that the fact I wasn't uneasy about anything itself almost made me uneasy. Hey, wait, Keiichi Maibara. You feel uneasy about something just from spending time so leisurely. There's nothing at all to feel uneasy about. I mean, why would I be punished for enjoying a gentle life? I'd do anything to keep these days going, and I would never do anything bad, no matter what. I'd work hard for it and endure much for it. So, God, it's not much of a dream to want this kind of thing to keep on going, but can't you grant it? The phone is ringing.
あら、あれは電話の音ではありませんの？こんな夜更けに誰でございましょう？
え、あ、本当だ。
You just didn't notice it. I didn't notice until you mentioned it. I heard the stand-up, then ran to the phone. Who could it be at a time like this? I did feel a little like the phone had interrupted my happy moment. But I still wanted to brag about how happy the time I was spending made me, no matter who was on the other
も
side.
しもし、はい、前原です。
もしもし
Oh, it's Keiichi's mom.
ケイチお母さんだけど
あ、なんだ、母さんか。何？こんな時間に。
That was a little cold of me when she was only calling because she was worried about her son. He's like, bro, it's a little late, like, you're interrupting dinner. I couldn't help but give myself a dry smile.
その様子だと特にトラブルもなく生活できてるみたいね。母さん、ケイチがご飯を作れなくてひもじくて寝込んでるんじゃないかと心配してたわ。
まあね、なんとかおかげで。
ご飯はちゃんと作れてる？今夜は何を食べたの？
へへ、野菜炒めとご飯と味噌汁だよ。スーパーでいろいろとお惣菜を買ったから、何気におかずも豊富でさ。
She's gonna be so
そう
impressed.
そう、聞いてよ。豚肉なんかちゃんとタイムサービスを利用して半額で買ったんだぜ。へへ、主婦の知恵っていうのかな。それから。
All of that was thanks to Satsuko, and not something I should be proud about. But you seem so happy for it, man. That's cool. But still, I couldn't help but want to boast about the dinner tonight. It seemed like Mom had got the hint that I was in a really good mood.
そうしっかりやれていてそうそう、それでね、お父さんとお母さんの仕事がなんとか終わったの。明日の昼か夜には帰れると思うから。
ああ、そうなんだ。
二晩よく頑張ったわね。こっちも二晩ほとんど徹夜でね。
Oh, they're doing a
大
lot of
変だ
work.
ったけど、なんとか先生のイベントは穴を開けずに済みそうよ。
うん。
I still think they're like in the Yakuza or something, man, and just kind of doing some side hustles.
よかったね。お疲れ。
Whatever they do. Why did my parents coming home seem so disappointing? Yeah, the music cut out right when it happened. I knew a little bit of the reason, of course. This tranquility I never wanted to end was about to end so readily, and it was a little painful. Bro, just have Satsuko come over with the parents. Have her, like, cook with your mom. After being asked what kind of souvenir I wanted from Tokyo and replying that anything edible would be great, I put down the receiver and Satsuko appeared, having finished cleaning up her trap. At first, Satsuko was in a very good mood, When she saw me put down the receiver with an uncertain expression, her own clouded over a bit. It seemed like she'd gotten the gist of what my phone conversation had been about.
圭一さんのご両親からですの？
ああ、明日には帰ってくるってさ。
それは良かったですわね。明日のお夕食の面倒はもう見なくていいわけでございますものね。家族で水入らずの食卓を囲みなさいませ。
Or just have her come over and, like, stay with you and you guys be happy forever. It'd be great. I don't want this to end badly.
そんなことないよ。また明日からまた無味乾燥な食卓かと思うとなんだか寂しいよ。
何を贅沢言ってますの。家族みんなで囲む食卓が一番楽しいに決まってますわ。
Her brother, Satsushi, running away from home came to mind immediately. But there was no gloom in the way she said it.
私も昨日今日と2日間でしたけど、とても楽しいお夕食を取らせていただきましたわ。
ならさ、今度は俺から聡子の家に遊びに行くよ。
Aw. Satsuko momentarily made a happy smile, but then a second later it changed to an expression of surprise.
うちは狭くて汚いですわよ。
That's what cleaning's
お
for.
台所もこんなに立派ではありませんし。
俺は別に気にしないぜ。でもま、聡子が嫌なら遠慮してもいいよ。
Satsuko shook her head firmly, her whole body expressing
そ
denial.
れに俺、聡子にはまだまだ色々と教えてもらわないとな。ようやく炊飯器の使い方と味噌汁の作り方を覚えた程度だし。
それもそうですわね。これを機会に圭一さんにお料理をお勉強してもらうのもいいかもしれませんわね。
It was so like Satsuko to take this chance to proclaim that it was all for my sake. But there was no way to conceal her own enthusiasm. It was true that this gentle time would come to an end when my parents got back. There is no need to lament that, though. I can easily put in the effort to continue our mild moments like this. Like yesterday, Satsuko told me she didn't need to be escorted home. But Rika-chan wasn't with her tonight. She would be going home by herself. Everyone knew everyone else's faces here in Hinamizawa, so it wasn't like it was dangerous to go out at night, but it still wasn't good to send a girl on her way all alone. At the very least, that's what I thought of Satsuko's older brother.
じゃあ学校の近くまで送ってやるよ。あそこまで行けば結構街灯とかあるから大丈夫だろ。
Aw.
本当に大丈夫なんですのよ。悪い人が現れても指一本で撃退してみせますわ。
She probably could, actually. There was no point in pressing her any more on the subject, so I took a handful of Satsuko's hair and rubbed her head vigorously.
聡子、ごちゃごちゃ言うな。
Your Nini will bring you part of the way there. That's what I was about to say when I suddenly got embarrassed and my voice trailed off. Nini could only be the nickname Satsuko gave to her old brother, and nothing else. I was about to use it pretty lightly, so I started to feel apologetic and a little ashamed.
ニーニー。
It's gonna make me cry, man. I hate it. What did Satsuko just say?
圭一さんが兄みたいに見えただけですわ。今の言い方全然違うけど、どこか雰囲気が似てましたもので、つい。
That was such a forced laugh. Satsuko laughed awkwardly and turned red in the face. Of course, I was embarrassed when I saw her, too. Because the fact that I was trying to act like her brother had gotten across. A warm feeling spread out from my chest. It was completely different from romantic feelings or any of those more impatient emotions. It was much more graceful, quiet, and warm, and calm. Satsuko. Still needed her Nini. I had initially thought Rika-chan was being sly by not coming today. But when I thought about it like this, I could feel a kind of thoughtfulness of her worrying about a good friend's feelings. Maybe Rika-chan had understood that she couldn't play the part of a brother herself. So then... No, let's stop there, Keiichi Maebara. There's no point in thinking about it so hard. It means everyone feels the same way. It means everyone wants Satsuko to be happy. Satsuko is acting as though her Nini running away from home didn't bother her at all. Even though that wasn't actually the case, she was very sad and always waiting for him to come home. Because Satsuko was a stable person when she was his sister. In order for her to really be this level-headed, having a brother was something she couldn't do without. In other words, Satsuko still needed a brother. Nobody had the right to smile it away as childish immaturity. In fact, they deserve praise for being so close to each other as siblings. That role of brother should be played by her real Nini, by Satoshi, but unfortunately he wasn't here. So since I'm here, I'll play the part. Not with a guilty conscience, but in a very natural way. Because... was there something wrong with seeing Satsuko smile so happily?
なんで ですの圭一さん。さっきからずーっとニヤニヤしてますのね。
俺が嬉しそうな顔をしてるとおかしいかな。
別におかしくはありませんけど、その。
The sound of the motor on her bike light was too loud and I couldn't hear what Satsuko said.
何なんて言った？
いえ、本当にどこまでもニーニーに似てますのね、圭一さん。
そっか？
This song sounds beautiful, man.
もちろん本当のニーニーとは全然違うんですけども、こういろいろそういうところが似てますの。本当に不思議ですわね。
似ているとニーニーを思い出して寂しくなるか？
Once I said that, I thought for a moment that was absolutely the wrong thing to say, but Satsuko didn't seem to mind one bit.
別に寂しくなんかありませんわ。こうして圭一さんがニーニーの代わりになってくれますしね。その。
As I was flustered for a moment at her hitting the mark, Satsuko suddenly asked me a question in a calm voice. It was very quiet, composed, and adult question.
リカですの？
It was quiet, but her voice sounded lonely somehow.
リカがニーニーの代わりになってくれって圭一さんにお願いしたんじゃありませんの？
Mm-mm.
そう思うのか？
気を悪くしないでくださいませね。リカって私には変に気を使うんですの。私はそんなに気にしていないのに。
I could say for sure that, at least, was a lie. Yesterday and today, Satsuko had been so happy spending time like this with me as siblings. And that was proof itself that she was lying about it not getting to her. So I gave Satsuko a light poke in the head.
考えすぎだよ、バカ。俺は俺、前原圭一だ。お前のニーニーの北条聡じゃない。
そんなのは分かってますわ。
Despite her saying that, her expression seemed a little lonesome. At this point, Satsuko herself had realized that her question had been the wrong thing to say. We didn't need to keep talking about something that Satsuko regretted. So in order to cut the conversation short, I grabbed Satsuko's head and pet her.
そんなくだらない話はもう遅いから、とっとと帰って歯を磨いて寝ろ。ついでだから寝る前にうがいもしとけ。風邪の予防になっていいぞ。
それを言ったらニーニーもですわよ。ちゃんと歯を磨くんですのよ。
She called him Nini.
うがいもしてお手洗いも済ませて明日の教科書を準備して、それから。
I wondered what kind of siblings Satsuko and Satoshi were. I've never seen them together. I could say without a doubt that they were really close. As for the way in which they were close, it was probably quite like this. It was so cold that the day's heat seemed like a lie, and yet the moonlight was somehow faintly warm. The quiet chorus of the insects was pleasing to the ears. I'm not tearing up, you're tearing up. Shut up. Alright, tips times. Satsuko's trap course, let's go. Intermediate. Oh, man. I could see Tamata-kun and Okamura-kun walking over to the gym storehouse. They needed to get the bag of lime used to make the lines on the court for our next gym class. They were on duty today after all. But in that storehouse, a terrible trap was awaiting
ト
them.
ラップって仕掛けた側から見ると
On the side
本
of
当
the
にハラ
trap
ハラする
once.
な。
God,
圭
it's
一さん
happened
に
so
も
many
その
times.
醍醐味がわかるなら素質がありましたよ。
The two of them fumbled around with the gym storehouse's lock. Oh, what's this? Okamura-kun pointed at part of the door and started whispering to Tomita-kun. Then, realizing something, they both jumped away from the door. Oh no.
サトコ、バレたみたいだぞ。失敗か？
No, she never messes up with her traps.
あの二人が入り口のトラップに気づくの
See?
は計算済みですわ。そして次にどういう行動に出るかももちろん計算済みですのよ。
According to Satsuko, after they noticed a suspicious trap on the door, they would go around and try to get in through the back window. And just as she'd prophesied, they went around to the back. And just as she'd prophesied, they climbed up, opened the window, and tried to sneak in.
お、すげえ。
Impressive.
サトコの読み通りだぞ。あ、かかった。
Got him. Poof, poof. An explosion of pure white lime burst out the window. After a few moments, the two of them managed to crawl away from the window, both of them completely white. God, oh my god, it happened so many times.
この瞬間がたまりませんわね。蜜の味でございま
Tastes
すよ。
like honey.
いや、
Oh,
しか
sweet
し
taste of victory.
よくかかったよな。あんな器用なトラップ。富田くんが窓を登るとき、どこに手を置いて、どこに足を置くかとか、どこへ飛び降りるとか。
いいですこと、ケイチさん。トラップの第一歩は相手の観察から始まりますのよ。 相手の行動パターンを読み、相手ならこ
Scrupulously.
の時こう動くというのを綿密に読み切るんですの。そうすれば必要最低限の仕掛けで最大の効果が狙えるトラップが仕掛けられま
Oh,
す
she's
よ。
still talking.
トラップは読みが全てってわ
I
け。
thought I had to read that for a second. Wait a minute, she's still talking.
過去に俺が引っかかってきたトラップもみんな俺が読まれてるから引っかかってたってわけか。
私なりにケイチさんの行動パターンを読み切っているからかかるんですわよ。だからケイチさんがある日突然いつもと違う癖やいつもと違うパターンになってしまったらかからなくなってしまうわけですわね。
Bragging that she could anticipate everything I'd do. That was kind of mean.
よーし、じゃあさ、なんかゲームをやってみろ。さとこの読みが当たるかどうか試してみろよ。
Ooh.
いいですわよ。ケイチさんは特に読みやすいですから朝飯前でしてよ。
Love it. Oh my god, again. When we went back to the classroom, Satsuko tore off pieces of paper and wrote something on the back of them, making 3 cards. Of course, I didn't know what she'd written.
こ
What
の
are they
中の
doing?
1枚を引いてごらんなさいませ。外れを引かなければケイチさんの勝ちですわ。
Do not pick one that says you're a
よ
loser
ー
or
し、
win.
挑戦してやるぜ。
Huh,
部
interesting.
活で鍛え上げられた俺の感性で見事打ち破ってくれる。
Satsuko smirks and holds out the 3 cards. Set your mind to full power by calming it, Keiichimabara. Cool and collected is how you'll win. Oh, the audio cue there. If I don't pick the losing one, I'll win. Which means if I do pick it, Satsuko will win. In other words, Satsuko wants to make me pick the losing one. What would she do to make sure I pick the losing one? Could she even predict something like that? Statistically speaking, isn't there some rule that says I'm more likely to pick the one in the middle or the ones on either side? And then it hits me like a flash. This is what Mion would do. Whoa, that's bright.
さあどれを取るか決まりまして。
決めたぜ。それはな、これだー。
And it's gonna be the you lose card. Oh, is it?
何をするでございますの。
I steal all. Oh, impressive. I predicted what Satsuko would do in advance. Satsuko wanted to make sure I picked the losing one, which meant all 3 of these were losing ones.
そういうわけだ。この
Impressive.
3枚改めさせてもらうぜ。
I flip all 3 cards face up, and on each one, there's a single word. You're a... That's actually impressive. She expected him to do that. That's cool. I like that.
なんだこりゃ。はずれ外れ。
She knew exactly what he was
つ
gonna
ま
do.
り
That's
そういうこと
fantastic.
1枚しか取らなかったなら
Wow.
外れにはならなかったということですわ。
Big brain play.
じゃあ俺が3枚まとめて引くのを読んでいたってのか。
I held my head in my hands and fainted as Satsuko reveled at the might of her abilities. Her shrill laughter echoed throughout the classroom. And then, there's a poof of slime powder came down upon Satsuko's head. I looked to see Tomoto-kun and Okumura-kun all in white, dumping a whole bag of lime powder on her, getting their revenge. That's gonna be such a mess to clean up, though.
いきなり何をなさいますのですかお二人とも。
どうやら誰が罠を仕掛けたのかは問答無用ってところだな。
失礼でございますわね。ど
Excuse
こに
me.
証拠がございますの。それに罠なんて品のない言い方をやめてほしいですわね。
A trick.
より優雅にトラップと呼んでほしいですわ。
But you have to make sure the musical note's on it when you say it. That being said, these two pretending to be tough, not only that, but standing still completely blank and silent. But anyway, ignoring what happened before, having someone chase you with their mouthful of lime in such a way that can't even speak. Yeah, that'd be scary even for Satsuko. That does sound terrifying.
ケイチさん、助けて。
Aw. Our underclassmen crashed around the classroom in furious combat, getting white lime everywhere. Hey, Satsuko. Why couldn't she see this coming exactly? At the time, I hadn't seen something coming too, though. The teacher coming to me afterward and giving us all a stern talking to. At least she didn't insult Curry again. And, you know, get moited. Alright, guys, well, that's it for Chapter 2. That was really fun. I liked the Curry event at the start, and then got emotional, of course, with the whole brother-sister Nini stuff. But hey, thanks again for watching. I appreciate you, and look forward to the next one. Until next time, bye, friendos.